Notts County Talk, you're joining me for the instant reaction after we beat Woking 1-0 at home. I'm very happy with that result. That's Notts now 5 games unbeaten. Another clean sheet, which is now 3 on the bounce. On paper, it doesn't look too bad. Performance-wise, like I say, not the best by any stretch of the imagination. The first half, I felt we were very sloppy in possession. They were Woking, to be fair to them, you've got to give them some credit. They didn't allow us to play that fast-passing football that we're used to seeing, of recent performances from Notts against the likes of Dagenham and Woodstone. There was a stage sort of in the first half after about 15 minutes when we did slow the play down a little bit. We were just passing it around the back a little bit, slowing the passing down. And it does create those sort of gaps and spaces for players to exploit. And I feel like it did work. So for me, I like to see that we've changed our approach a little bit after realising after a short amount of time, sort of 10, 15 minutes, that it's not working. In saying that, we did create a couple of chances after about the 15th minute. But then Woking sort of adapted to that. And then for the first half, they really silenced us. And, credit to them, because I think, obviously, coming to Notts, we're a team that are in form at the moment. You're almost looking for a point, I think, as an away side, and they obviously came to do that, I think. So credit to them the way they set up. But yeah, on to the second half. Obviously, Wootton missed his penalty, which it was gutting for him, because I think he had 2 or 3 good chances, including the penalty that he should really have scored. He then went on to score, which I think would do wonders for his confidence. You're looking at the way Enzio set that goal up for him. I think it was very selfless. He looked strong. He was shielding the ball. He could have just turned and shoot, which you would have seen him do last season, where he's like putting it on his right foot and then swinging it in. But he seen Wootton come across, and it was great by Enzio. You can't praise him enough. I don't think it was fantastic. But yeah, I think that is going to do wonders for Wootton going into that game, because in a game like today, when you've obviously missed a penalty, you missed 2 or 3 good chances, it can play on your mind a little bit. But he's put that to rest in the same game, so that was good to see. Some players that were off colour today, I thought Rodriguez was a little bit off colour, and Eli Sam, not up to the same standard that they were against the likes of Dagenham and Woodstone. Could it be down to tiredness? I think it absolutely could be. When you're thinking about, we played Wednesday, it was an intense game. We were playing that fast-passing football that I talked about earlier. It's hard to sort of keep the energy levels high. It's only a matter of a few days, and you've got to be expected to put on that performance again. So I think the first half you could put down to us being a little bit tired, and obviously Woking setting up very well. Second half, I think we looked a little bit better. We had the more clear-cut chances, but it's nice to just have those players off the bench. You've got the likes of Enzio coming on, and he did make the difference. Knowles coming on. And obviously O'Brien had that shot that deflected, but if it didn't deflect, I think it'd have ripped the net out, like Charlie Slater said on the commentary. But yeah, final point, Tom Walker. I mean, Ardley did say in one of the press conferences that he's a replacement for Carl Roberts, and he's a very, very similar player to Carl Roberts. The way he sort of drops his shoulder and skips back with his left foot across the player, it's very Callum Roberts-esque. So if we were going to replace him for the short amount of time, hopefully that he is out, he seems like the ideal candidate. And, fingers crossed that we can make it more long-term, because he looks like he could be a huge asset for Notts. So on to Tuesday's game, another game at home, hoping to make it 6 games unbeaten and another win on the board.